How's it going, guys? Norman from Tormach, and today I just wanted to shoot a really quick video going over programming of a Marposs probe receiver. It is one thing that's different about the Marposs probe kits versus the previous Pioneer probe kits. There was no programming on a Pioneer receiver, but there is programming for a Marposs receiver, and we have to have that correct in order for the receiver, and therefore the probe in ETS, to work with a 1500 MX. This programming you shouldn't ever have to do. The programming is done by Marposs before they ever ship the receivers out. But in case you ever want to double check it, or there's some situation you need to reset it, that's what this video is for, is to show what those settings should be. I'm not going to go over what each setting does. I'm just going to show what they should be in order to work properly with a 1500. So first thing I'm going to do is plug in our cable here to our receiver. And our display turns on here. This is going to start saying calibrating, and it'll do that for about 35 seconds. Anytime the receiver is saying calibrating, you're not able to do any probing with the probe or ETS or to set any settings. It just won't work until the internal calibration is done. When this is finished, the receiver will display either 1A1 or 2A1, just depending on whichever channel it's looking for, the probe or the ETS. And that's just waiting for a signal at that point. So to do the programming, there's a remote that Marposs includes in the kit. So we're going to use that. You can also use 2 buttons on the receiver as well. I'm not a fan of doing that because you have to take the cap off in order to do so. So you just need a couple of AA batteries in the receiver. Those are included in the kit as well. And we do have a manual that comes with the kit. If you ever wanted to look up what each setting does, you can do that in the manual or on Marposs's website as well. So I'm going to hit program one time, and that changes our display to saying pair. I'll hit select plus one time, and that changes to BS. If you leave it sit here for a couple seconds, it'll start displaying a name. It says base station programming in this case. So if I hit enter plus to go into it while it's saying that name, it's just going to go back to BS, and then you hit enter plus a second time, like so. R107, in this case, is our firmware version, so that's not a setting we can change. Hit enter plus again. Type V is our first setting. So as we go through this, I'm just going to read out what they are, and these are all the correct settings for a 1500 MX. So if you ever need to change them, this is what you're going to want to make them say. So TYPV, that's our first setting. T-, RTY, P1NC, P1ST, P2NC, P2ST, LBNC, PED, STMS, ASN, MPMY, AGCY, RXLB, KEYN, and then the last one here, OKN. This isn't actually a setting. If you leave OKN and then hit enter plus again, any changes you made are discarded and the current programming is kept. If you change this to OKY by hitting select plus or select minus, then any changes you make will be saved. For any of these settings, you use the select plus or select minus buttons to change what each setting is set at, and then enter plus to go forward, enter minus to go backwards. So I'm going to set this to OKY to discard any changes, and then hit enter plus one more time. That exits the programming menu, and we're back to our ready state. We're displaying 1A1 in this case, or it might be 2A1, or just waiting for a signal from the machine to probe. So that's what each setting should be set at. If you have any questions about programming or about the probe kit in general, feel free to reach out to Tormach Tech Support. You can do so either via phone. Our number is 608-849-8381, option 1. Or you can put a tech support ticket in through tormach.com. So, hope this helps. Have a good day.